In the summer of 1997, hydrophones in the South Pacific picked this up. It reached sensors more than 3,000 kilometers apart. For 20 years, the Internet has called it the sound nobody can explain. Proof something enormous is down there. NOAA worked out what it was in 2005. And the real answer is stranger than the monster, because it means the loudest thing in the ocean isn't an animal. 8 sounds. 7 have answers, and most of those arrived after the Internet had already decided they were unsolvable. The 8th came out of the Mariana Trench, sounds like machinery, and was identified 2 years ago. The Bloop was recorded on an array built to listen for underwater volcanoes. It appeared on hydrophones over 3,200 kilometers apart. That's what convinced people it was alive. Nothing that big should be able to make a noise that big. Nothing that big did. In 2005, NOAA matched it to a class of sound they'd been recording for years: icequakes. An iceberg cracking and fracturing. Those carry over 5,000 kilometers. The bloop most likely came from between the Bransfield Strait and the Ross Sea. That's ice. May 19th, 1997. The frequency falls for about 7 minutes. It sounds like something deflating. It's an iceberg running aground. The pitch drops as the iceberg drags to a stop against the seafloor. 3 sensors caught it at nearly 5,000 kilometers. The source was off the Antarctic Peninsula. March 4th, 1997. A steady tone, around 32 Hz. Named for the sound of rolling stock on a track. It's an iceberg dragging its keel along the seafloor, grounded in the Ross Sea near Cape Adare. March 1st, 1999. Julia is the one people describe as a voice, something calling from a long way off. It's an iceberg, aground off Antarctica. Same stretch of coast. 4 sounds, 4 icebergs, all traced back to a single coastline. Here's what that tells you. The Southern Ocean is the noisiest place on the planet because it's the only place where continent-sized slabs of ice break, scrape, and run aground on a permanent schedule. An industrial noise machine that's been running since long before anyone was listening. Now the ones that aren't ice. Through the 1960s, submarine crews in the Southern Ocean kept reporting a quacking noise. Regular, mechanical, loud, and everywhere. Mostly in winter, around Antarctica and off Western Australia. Cold War sonar operators had a professional interest in identifying every sound in the water, because the alternative was somebody else's submarine. They never identified this one. It got logged as the bioduck and stayed unexplained for 50 years. In February 2013, a team led by Denise Risch leaned off an inflatable boat in Wilhelmina Bay and stuck acoustic tags onto 2 Antarctic minke whales. First time anyone had tagged that species acoustically. The whales quacked, published in 2014, 50 years. And it was a whale nobody had thought to put a microphone on. Most large baleen whales in the North Pacific call between 15 and 25 Hz, like this. From 1989, the Navy's submarine tracking array kept picking up one calling at 52. Watkins and colleagues at Woods Hole tracked it for 12 years, from off California up to the Aleutians, and published in 2004. They found no other call like it anywhere in the North Pacific, and only ever one at a time. That's where the story you know comes from, the loneliest whale in the world. Except that in 2010, sensors off California recorded two separate signals, both at 52 Hz, at the same moment, on widely separated instruments. One animal cannot be in two places. John Hildebrand at Scripps has been blunt about what that means. There may well be more than one of them. Whether that's another individual, a different animal, or something hybrid, nobody can say. The saddest animal story on the internet has a footnote. And the footnote is that it might not be sad. This one has been running the whole time anyone has been listening. It was already there in August 1991 when NOAA started recording the Navy's arrays. It's seasonal, peaks in spring and autumn, and it's been narrowed to a point. 54 south, 140 west, near inferred volcanic activity on the seafloor. NOAA's assessment? Unchanged. The origin of the sound is unresolved. We have its coordinates and its calendar. We still don't know what it is. In autumn 2014, gliders drifting east of Guam over the Mariana Trench recorded something with 5 distinct parts, 2.5 to 3.5 seconds. It opens with a moan at 38 Hz and finishes on a metallic ring that climbs to 8,000. That doesn't sound like an animal. It sounds like equipment. It was named the Western Pacific Bio-Twang in 2016. And for 8 years, nobody knew what made it. In 2024, NOAA published the answer. On a 2018 survey through the Mariana Archipelago, they cited Bride's whales 10 times and recorded the bio-twang on 9 of them. Then they trained a model with Google and went back through years of archived recordings to find every other time it had happened. It's a whale. The most manufactured-sounding noise in the ocean is an animal that's been making it the whole time in the deepest place on Earth, while we listened for a decade and guessed. One more. July 7th, 1997, on a hydrophone at 8 degrees north, 110 west. That's the whistle, and it's the only sound here that will never be explained. Not because it's strange, because of geometry. To locate a sound in the ocean, 3 instruments have to hear it, so you can triangulate. The whistle reached 1. It could have traveled an enormous distance, and there's no way to work backwards from a single point. Its origin isn't unknown. It's unknowable, permanently, as arithmetic, and that's the pattern under all 8. Every one of them was solved the moment somebody put enough microphones in the water. The Bloop took 8 years. The bio-duck took 50. The bio-twang took 10. None of them were mysteries about the ocean. They were mysteries about our coverage of it. The deep isn't hiding anything. We're barely listening. In March 1918, a US Navy ship left Barbados with more than 300 men aboard and was never seen again. No wreck. No distress call. It's still the largest non-combat loss of life in the history of the United States Navy. And the explanation most people give you is the one thing it definitely wasn't.